This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of the Eternals. And this is the newest movie in the MCU. So, if you have not watched it yet, I would definitely recommend not watching this because there will be spoilers. And to start off, I think that this was a good MCU movie. This wasn't the best. This wasn't, an Endgame, Infinity War, or Iron Man. Nothing on that level. But this also wasn't the worst. There's no way that this film is worse than Thor the Dark World, Iron Man 3, and The Incredible Hulk. Yeah, so I'd say it's middle of the two of it. I definitely liked it more than Black Widow, and I'd say probably put Shang-Chi just above it, but that's just kind of my ranking, or at least, Phase 4 movies. I'd say this is, middle, but being middle of 3 is not too hard. It's definitely middle MCU though. And yeah, to talk about it first, let's talk about characters. And it was pretty interesting. I think it had a good cast, and it didn't feel like forced diversity. It definitely felt like, everyone was being, just there. You didn't really notice that they were just trying to, push everything, which I think is good. And I think with the controversial stuff, of course, putting in a gay character, I think that was also done because it was just put as part of his character, not trying to advertise it. So I think both of those were handled well. But that's, political stuff. Let's just go straight into the story. And yeah, I like the story overall. I was, kind of half expecting the Celestials to be evil, since, the last one we saw was evil. And the only one we've seen is, well, the only other two we've seen is one is dead, and the other one was committing genocide. So, so far we haven't had any Eternals that we know. Eternals, Celestials that we know of that are actually good. But we do have some, other interesting things. And we'll continue into that. I think that it's always interesting that all these characters are named after different myths, or the myths are, in universe named after them. Although a few of them, are a little odd with, Cersei, who doesn't have the ability to, until at least the movie, there's no she's ability to change people into anything but the, myth of Cersei is a woman who turns people into animals. And the Icarus one, they explain as, kind of a story they told, and it just kind of caught on. So that's interesting. And yeah, there was some pretty interesting stuff. One of the plot points I think that really suffered, because I think it was just rushed, was, sorry, I don't remember all the characters. There was the one who builds everything, him giving up on humanity. And I feel like that felt very forced because it shows the scene of, him in Hiroshima, and then the next scene he's in, which is like 5 minutes later, at the most, he is, well, has his faith in humanity restored. And yeah, I think that they should have just cut that part out because it honestly was unnecessary. They could have added that in as a deleted scene when they released the DVD of this. I mean, that's one of my, well, big complaints of the movie is that scene specifically because it just felt like, well, they were wasting time with it when they could have added more time for other people. And, well, the other thing is the twist villain. I'm gonna call him villain because he believed what he was doing was right, but so did Thanos. And it's definitely a little more questionable, although we know they're not going to destroy Earth with Icarus. I definitely think that the twist was good, and generally I think I kind of figured out like maybe a minute or two before they told it. I think it's about when, it was like a few minutes before, I don't remember exactly the moment, but it was just like, wait, is he gonna be evil? And then I was watching my friend, I was like, is this about to turn into another evil Superman story? And it turns out it did. It was still a nice twist, and it was interesting. The Celestial one, kind of saw that coming from a mile away, but the Icarus one, I saw it coming from like a few feet away. I mean, I still saw it coming, but it was like realizing it in the moment, not like before going into the movie. And the rest of it, yeah, I think that it's it was a fine movie. I think also the kind of the deviant thing kind of felt well forced on, especially with the leader, because honestly, if it just like disappeared for half the movie, he like got whatever his abilities and his intelligence, but then disappeared. Maybe it wasn't half the movie, maybe it was like a third to a fourth of the movie. He was just gone, as they both went to death with everything else, and then he just showed up again to get killed. Honestly, with it, I think that he could have been set up for a sequel or something, but I don't really know. And continuing with some other stuff, I think also that I was thinking that he would be, well, an ally to the rest of the Eternals once we learned Icarus was a traitor. I was expecting him to kind of show up and team up with the rest of the Eternals to take on Icarus so he could survive, but he just kind of played dumb and started attacking everyone just so he could get more powers. Yeah, so I don't think that that part was, well, once it got past him, getting intelligence and everything, I think after that the character was kind of wasted. That's another one of the more criticisms I have, but it's not terrible ones. I think it was just they could have done better. It's not like they did it horribly wrong. And looking at the rest, I think I have all to say about the main movie. And looking at the two end credit scenes, I'll talk about the second one first. And it's interesting that while Black Knight is being set up, and just wondering if it's going to be his own movie or if he will be in Eternals 2. I, I'm not fully sure, but we'll probably eventually learn. Or with, well, how this movie has been doing, maybe we're not getting an Eternals 2. we might just get a Disney Plus show or something. Although it did look really good. The movie did. And with the rest of it, honestly, I think that it's fine, but looking at the other end credit scene, the first one and the one that everyone's talking about, Eros, the brother of Thanos, appearing, I'm kinda surprised that they're actually doing this, considering how controversial the character is after the story was written about, or was written about him. And let's just say he did some stuff that is not so morally good with women. And that's all I'll really say about it because I don't want to get into that here. But I'm gonna say they just hope that people forgot or don't associate with the new version of the character. Because I doubt that Marvel and Disney, specifically Disney, will allow that storyline to be made into the MCU, especially if they couldn't do stuff like Demon in a Bottle for Iron Man. So, yeah. And I'm wondering what you think. Do you like the Eternals? Do you hate it? Or do you think it was just okay? I think it was pretty good. It wasn't the best thing ever. Say, it was maybe a little more towards okay. Wasn't the best. Wasn't the worst. It was good, I'd say. Not okay, I'd say it's good. So, that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And I'll see you all in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.